All right, let's get it done. Welcome back to Whiskey Buds. I'm Kurt.
I'm Billy.
And we are taking Billy on his 100 whiskey journey. Yeah, so we're back after a vacation and stuff. We actually haven't gotten together for quite a while, have we?
Nope.
All right, well, before I left, I decided this was what we're going to try next. I'll pour it and then I'll let you look at the bottle here.
What?
We are trying Sexton single malt Irish whiskey. Now, this is often bought because of the bottle, much like the Maker's Mark, right?
Yep, that's a pretty interesting bottle.
Yes. So,
Well, it's got a skeleton with a top hat.
it does actually.
Probably won't be able to see that, but
No, I'm not shooting in 4K, so I won't be able to zoom it in very well.
89 points.
Yeah. So it scored an 89. This is probably your first non-blended Irish whiskey. All right, I kind of went back and I looked to see what other Irish whiskeys you've tried, like the Bushmills Black Bush, the Teeling Small Batch, Jameson. I don't think we had any other Irish whiskey other than that. Maybe one other one that I don't recall right now. I don't know, but so this is aged for 4 years in sherry casks. So this is going to be reminiscent of the Black Bush. And this is all pot stilled. Now, what they generally do in Ireland is they will pot still the malts, and then they will column still the grain whiskeys.
Okay.
Yep. It's the different types of stills. Now, all the other Irish whiskeys you've had are a combination of the malt, which is barley, or malted barley, I should say, and the grain whiskeys like corn, wheat, whatever, right? Some sort of a grain. This one is 100% malted barley. Now, that actually makes it slightly different than the traditional Irish whiskeys. See, at one point, they were taxing the Irish on whoever the government was, right? People were being taxed on how much they would malt, right? Malting means to get it to sprout. It releases enzymes, the barley does, and then they dry it out before they ferment it. So what they decided to do with the Irish whiskey is they would only malt about half of the barley that they would use in their distillation, right? In their fermentation. And because you're not getting those enzymes, you get a slightly different flavor when you mix, a combination of malted and unmalted.
Mm-hmm.
This one is 100% malted. So this is going to be actually more reminiscent of a Scotch than it is full-on Irish whiskey, I think. Did you get any of that?
Yeah, the government sucks.
Yeah,
They're always messing stuff up.
think about that. We created moonshining in NASCAR because of, moonshining led to NASCAR, but yeah, because of taxations, right? And the Irish developed their own Irish way of making whiskey, to help avoid taxes also.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Smells good. Smells a little sweet.
You get that little hint of the sherry in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, it's 4 years. I think it's Pedro Jimenez and one other one. And like I say, 100% malted barley. So this should be similar to a sherried Scotch, but done in the Irish way, which is 100% pot stilled. And
that's funny for some reason. Pot stilled.
pot distilled, yeah, pot.
All right, I'm gonna
try it out.
Ooh, that's wild.
It's kind of dry, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting this like a bitter or sour note on it. Are you getting that?
Yeah. It's kind of good though for some reason.
I don't know, like
I don't know why. Usually I don't like that, but
see, and that's where I'm like, I don't know if I care for that. Like there's something going on there where it's like I'm not.
What proof is this? Not very high, is it?
40. Yeah, or
Oh.
80 proof, 40%. So
I could tell because I like didn't light my mouth on fire.
I thought it would be good to start you off with something smaller. We did that foolproof tasting where that was the first thing we did, man. That was hard. I'm like, all right,
Getting
like
kicked in the head 3 times.
yeah. Which one's stronger? I don't know. They all burn. So you liking that one? I have to
It's
say,
not that bad. It's very different, but it's not bad.
I'm trying to figure out what it is about it, but I don't think I care for it. Like, I think that's the first time I've ever said that in 50 episodes.
Why don't you like it? Try it again.
No, now you're like,
you're missing
hey, wow.
something.
That's what I'm like. Everything sounds good. 4 years in sherry casks, 100% malted barley, right? And Irish whiskeys are good. I have other Irish whiskeys upstairs, like Green Spot and Red Breast, that are really good. But this one here, I'm not sure.
It's kind of smooth. Like it doesn't have those. It's not fuzzy.
The whiskey bubbles?
No whiskey, but I mean, it's got like tiny little micro whiskey bubbles.
All right.
But not many of them. So
No.
it's like pretty smooth, and it's got that
It is smooth.
a little bit of bitter, but it doesn't make you like face go
All
like,
wonky.
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
And then it
ugh.
finishes with just a hint of sweetness, and
I don't think I'm getting that sweetness on that.
no, the sweetness is there for me, and
Wow.
that's probably what saves, like what makes it.
Yeah, comes back and really like. I bet if I got a little bit of that sherry sweetness on the end of it, that I would enjoy it more.
Probably, because if that wasn't there, I'd be like, nah, it ain't.
All right, so yeah, maybe it's
I
just
think it's a good balance between like the bitter and then the sweet hits, and it's like
all right.
So if you didn't get the sweetness, it's just like
Just bitter. That's all I'm getting. Like
Yeah.
I'm not getting any sweet on the back of it at all.
That's weird.
So
maybe do that technique where you put some whiskey in there and you poke your tongue up and it's real dry.
yeah. Let's see.
Anything?
I'm not getting that bitterness on the end, but I'm not getting any sweetness either.
Huh. I don't mind this
No.
one. This beats out a lot of them for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And this is probably, I want to say this is probably the least favorite I've had on the channel so far. And I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but
I like it.
Well,
I mean, it's not.
I mean,
I like the ones with smoke in it.
yes. Oh, it's you and I both. And like I was thinking when you're saying there's a little bit of that sweetness, I'm thinking back to that Bowmore that we enjoyed so much.
Oh man, Bowmore's the
That-
best.
It really is. We have, where you take that smoky and then you get that sweetness on the back end of it, right?
Yeah.
And if this had that, and maybe it's just too subtle that I'm not picking it up, but
Oh man, I saw a video of them like what do? You heat up some wood and you put your glass over it and you smoke your glass.
Yep.
This would be good doing that.
You think this would be good with like a smoker in there, huh?
Yeah, probably.
I couldn't hurt it.
Good nerd. You're like any which way is up.
Yeah. Like if I was offered this, I would sip it and it would be okay. But
This is
I would look for alternatives if I
look at
could.
this bottle. This is a badass bottle.
Dude, the bottle is awesome looking.
Look, they got on the back here, right here, they got a carriage. They got a skeleton on a carriage with a skeleton horse. And a bunch of words that.
Let's see if he can read.
Okay, I'm going to do it. Well, I'm sure somebody out there is like, what's it say? I
Yeah.
don't know. You read everything else. Up in the cold, gray, northern reaches of County Antrim, alongside St. Colum's Rill. It says Rill, not Hill. I swear, every time. The Sexton selects the best strains of barley for malting, patiently distilled in copper pot stills to create a precious elixir. The Sexton whiskey is a smooth and flavorful single malt of intriguing complexity. I think it has an intriguing complexity.
Do you? All right.
Yes.
I'm not getting it. I wished I was.
Crap, there's more. Every single line is a different font and shape and curve, and somebody had fun. Show up before dawn and you'll catch... This isn't really flowing out, is it?
When you read stuff, I don't think it ever does. But that's the charm of having you read it.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
All right, yep.
Reading excellence here. Show up before dawn, and you'll catch on the cool morning breeze the unmistakable oak from breathing casks, once filled with Spanish sherry, now brimming with aqua vitae.
Aqua vitae.
Vitae. Steal a drop. Savor the notes of rich dried fruit and complexity, driven by years in a deep oak-encased slumber. You see, to be the sexton in a spiritual trade, and whiskey is his favorite spirit. You know, I read a lot.
Do you?
But not whiskey bottles.
Uh-huh.
So, I have no idea what's coming next when I read these words.
You have no idea. Each word is something new.
You know, a lot of times you can read an article in a news story and you almost predict what's coming next in a lot of the sentences, right?
Yeah.
But this is just random words. It feels like
that's all it is.
yeah.
Oh,
Steal
man.
a drop. Savor the notes of rich dried fruit and complexity, driven by. You know, it would help if I read it a few times ahead of time.
Oh, no, that would be no fun. That really wouldn't be.
That sound like a normal person.
Yeah, then we'd have a professional channel, and that is not what we're going for.
Yeah, who wants that?
If they want that, there's a dozen of them out there.
I like the bottle. I like the taste. How much is this?
$40. I think I paid for it.
It's worth trying.
Maybe 30. Between 30 and 40. It's under 40. How's that?
I'd pay up to 50 for this.
Would you?
One time.
All right.
One time.
Yeah.
It should last you a while.
Yep. Especially when I don't drink it.
It's fun to drink, but it's not like you want to drink a lot of it.
Yeah. As just kind of I haven't had that for a little bit. That'll be maybe I'm in the mood for that one.
That drink wasn't that great.
He's catching on.
You like how my reviews change mid-episode?
Yeah, it's great. It's not even from episode to episode. You save it from... There's no spoilers here.
I'm thinking $30 for this bottle now.
All right. See? Now we're on the same page. I'm $30 and it's whiskey, so it's good for that, but it's not what I would call real good whiskey.
If you think of $30 for the bottle and the whiskey's free, you got a deal.
Yeah. And then we can use the bottle for something else.
Awesome bottle. I like that bottle.
It really is. I like that bottle.
Yeah, it's dark too, huh? You could put whatever you want in there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right.
This has gone on forever.
Yeah. I think we've
Everybody already left. So
all right.
We're just talking to ourselves here.
So join us next week when we figure out what the heck I'm going to let Billy try at that point.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Be another week. Cheers.